Letitia James is under investigation, and instead of lawyering up on her own dime like the rest of us would have to, guess what she gets? Access to your tax dollars. Welcome to Nellie Miranda.
Taxpayers may be footing the bill for Letitia James's legal fees related to that mortgage fraud, the series of allegations that we broke right here on The Angle. Governor Kathy Hochul's budget bill now has language that would actually put taxpayers on the hook for officials dealing with Trump administration-led investigations. So if the DOJ takes up Tisha's criminal referral and this bill passes, she could end up tapping into a $10 million fund to cover any reasonable attorney's fees and expenses incurred. Here to unpack that is New York State Senator Rob Ort. Senator, thank you for joining us. How will this go over with the hardworking men and women of New York who've already seen enough of her games for a while?
Yeah, I mean, you're already in the highest tax state. There's any number. We're going to pass a budget, Laura, that's going to be about $255 billion here in New York in the next couple of days, passed by Democrats in both the Senate Assembly by Governor Hochul. And this is maybe one of the more egregious. They're going to take $10 million of public money, tax dollars, for private legal defense. Don't forget, this is regardless of whether it's even related to your job. So even if somebody else had a DUI, they could tap into this fund under this law. But this was drawn up expressly for one official, Tish James, to defend, so she can use the tax dollars for her legal defense against the federal government.
Legal slush fund. Legal slush fund because allegedly she wanted certain benefits that she got by fraudulently stating things, allegedly, on these mortgage applications. Senator, thank you very much.
So here's the deal. New York State just quietly approved a budget provision that sets aside $10 million to defend public officials who are being investigated by federal authorities, specifically in cases where they claim political targeting. That's right. If they say Trump's DOJ is coming after me because of politics, boom, taxpayer-funded lawyers. You cannot make this stuff up. And guess who just so happens to be facing a growing number of serious legal questions right now? Letitia James. Let's not forget, this is the same Attorney General who signed mortgage documents declaring a Virginia home her primary residence, while serving as New York's top law enforcement officer. And two of her own staffers allegedly witnessed the paperwork. Now, federal investigators are digging, subpoenas are flying, and James is feeling the heat. And instead of recusing herself, resigning, or hiring a private attorney like most Americans would, she now has a legal safety net paid for by the same people she's supposed to serve. This is not just ironic, it's outrageous. So let's just flip the script for a second. Imagine if a Republican attorney general under federal investigation got $10 million in taxpayer money for their legal defense. What would the media do? What would the left say? You already know the answer. They'd call it corruption, an abuse of power, and a slap in the face to the American people. But because it's Letitia James, suddenly it's called protection from political targeting. This isn't about protecting democracy. It's about shielding political elites when the tables turn. Letitia James built her career on going after President Donald Trump relentlessly. Now that the spotlight's on her shady dealings, she get a taxpayer-funded legal bailout.
I want to be clear. White-collar financial fraud is not a victimless crime. When the powerful break the law and take more than their fair share, there are fewer resources available for working people, small businesses, and families. And everyday Americans cannot lie to a bank about how much money they have in order to get a mortgage to buy a home, or a loan to keep their business afloat, or to send their child to college. And if they did, our government would throw the book at them.
My message is simple. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you think you may have, No one is above the law.
Like, it turns out maybe some people are if you pass the right budget bill in Albany. Look, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on about this. This should bother you. $10 million of taxpayer money being used to potentially shield someone from the consequences of their own actions. That is not justice. That's self-preservation, funded by you. Let me know in the comments. Should public officials under investigation get taxpayer-funded legal defense? Or should they be held to the same standards as everyone else? If you think this kind of political protection racket is unacceptable, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so we can keep exposing the corruption. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.